Well, I'm here at the Offline TV house right now, joined by two guys who are entirely behind the scenes. I don't think you ever see these people. I've never watched any content that hasn't anything to do with them. Mark Zimmerman, and do you just go by Xell?
Yeah,
Zell.
that's
Okay.
fine.
There's like Josh or something. I don't know. But Xell is the big
I don't want to
thing.
go by Josh Kim anymore because FlyQuest's team manager is also Josh Kim,
Yeah.
so apparently that's been taken.
Yeah, congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you.
So anyway, no, let's talk a little bit because obviously I think a lot of people are very familiar with Skara and Pokey and those guys, but you guys make appearances and content. I'm sure a lot of times people are like, who are these people?
Well, so Skara and I go back a little bit where he was a pro player when I was getting started as an analyst on a team. So we like bumped into each other a couple times at the LCS studios. And then he quit being a player and a coach, and I quit being a coach, and we both started doing more like analysis stuff. So we started pairing up more. And then when he started making this house for other content, we were already good friends at that point.
Yeah. And so what are your guys', because you guys are talent, but then it sounds like you guys do stuff behind the scenes. We hear Skara yelling in the background right now, I'm sure, whipping some employees or something. But what's your involvement, Josh?
Yeah, so me, Mark, and Fed kind of make up the production side of Offline TV. So part of our roles is kind of being the creative directors for the thing. Like we come up with a lot of the concepts. We try to figure out the logistics for how to make the shoots work.
Yeah.
And in particular, Mark and Fed work really hard on the post-production side and try to get content as fast as possible. We're still working on that part, but it's a work in progress. But we're happy with the results so far.
So given that you guys are the creative minds for this stuff, which one of you came up with the idea of trying to figure out which League of Legends or Hearthstone characters Skara would have sex with? Because I think that's some of your best content.
So the way Offline TV actually worked, to give you a little bit of a history lesson, was Josh and I weren't a part of it when they were initially doing it because it was just the people in the house, right? And Josh and I don't live with them. And they have been living together for about 3 or 4 months and hadn't put a video out because they were just really struggling with like the actual process of doing this kind of stuff. And it was a nice idea, but they didn't have anyone who was like, no, this is how it's going to work. Shut up. Listen to this stuff. So when they eventually, we decided to come to an agreement that we would help them with this stuff. And Josh and I kind of had to like push a bunch of stuff through to get stuff moving. And they had already shot a lot of stuff. So the League of Legends Smasher Pass was actually shot before we were brought on. But it did great. And so, of course, we had to bring it back once Toast joined the house in a Hearthstone video.
Very good. And it's a very popular piece of content for you, I guess. A lot of people want to know about who people would have sex with in an animated gaming world.
Travis, so remember how we were talking before off camera, like you need to work on how to get views, you need clickbait, you need lowbrow humor. You are trying way too hard. Do less, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's
we
the
need
problem.
a Travis version of which esports pro would you have sex with?
Yeah, okay. Well, that's not coming to the channel anytime soon, unfortunately. But yes, I know I could probably get a lot of views that way. Okay, so what has this experience been like, and how long have you guys been working on it?
So we probably got started
July-ish?
Well, we joined a month before the first video came out because we joined and we had to like I said, we had to start pushing stuff through where we were like, listen, it doesn't matter if you don't have a Twitter page yet. Get a video out. Stop delaying things. Stop coming up with reasons why stuff can't come out.
Yeah, so like Offline had started a little, like he said, before we even joined, and they had videos that they've filmed and edited and just haven't put out there, and then we got on board and we're like, no, we're just gonna push this shit out. So can I swear? I don't.
Yeah. Travis doesn't care.
It's not sponsored.
Okay.
Just don't do too much. I don't want to lose my monetization.
Right. My bad.
Yeah. So it was just like a little bit of paralysis where like they wanted it to be good and they were kind of overthinking things. So like once things started going and the content started doing well and getting hundreds of thousands of views, they're like, all right, we're doing fine. So there was a little bit of that at the beginning, and that's. So
how many months?
Well, since I would have to check when the channel came out.
Yeah, about half a year.
Yeah.
And what's the experience once you got going? What's the experience of being a part of this been like for you guys?
I mean, it's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot just about YouTube in general and sort of the tricks of the trade. We spent a lot of time looking at our analytics and kind of what the behavior of viewers are like on YouTube, and we've learned a lot, and we're continually adjusting based off of what we learn. We've done some clickbait. We've done some, we've tried a lot of things. We'll continue to do that.
Right. I think, you're much in the same boat where like your content is more about like what an esport viewer will enjoy versus like how do I get people to click in and like how do I retain viewers, and like these are the kinds of things that we're tackling, and it's very different from what we're used to. And personally, I just love learning how to do things and getting more on the production side and like the content lead of like coming up with ideas and getting them from ideation to execution is something that I have really enjoyed off this project.
Any crazy moments? Anything that stands out on working behind the scenes on any of these shoots? Because it seems like there's something.
It's like every shoot there's some ridiculous shit that like is going horribly wrong or horribly right, like memory cards breaking in the middle, like we lost like a whole camera because of that stuff. So like
memory cards getting lost.
Yeah, like production is always, I mean, it's just generally really tough as everyone's listening in now on
what about working with the folks? Because production is hard, but any crazy stories involving any of the folks, because theirs is a pretty zany group of people, right? Like I've known a lot of them for a long time. They're some of the most unique people you will probably ever meet. So any crazy stories involved with that?
Honestly, Josh and I are probably two of the worst people to ask about because we don't live in the house. So I feel like a lot of the crazy shit that happens where like Temmie's pooping on the ground everywhere and like stuff is breaking and their landlord's crazy and the neighbors like breaking into the house and like yelling at them that they're crazy stuff has happened, but we have usually not been there for. So you can ask them maybe about some of those.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because when I answered when the door was answered for me to come here, Lily Pichu answered it with a spear in her hand. So, like, I assume it's got to be an interesting gig. All right. Other than that, any ideas or things that you can tease for the future of offline production?
Well, I'm wearing a sweater that was kindly gifted to us through our PO box. This is not my normal attire, believe it or not.
Yeah, same with this. Just did a holiday unboxing video.
So that should be coming
I
out.
don't think people even. Were you wearing that at the start?
Yeah.
They don't even. Okay.
We have a lot of ideas that we want to pump out, like more creative ideas, but as you can probably tell, like the scalability is a bit of a concern and making sure we're actually capable of shooting the content. So we're sitting on some ideas that we definitely want to start working on, but until we feel like we can shoot it correctly and get it done well, I think, we're going to stay within our safety realm a little bit.
Yeah, well, there's one idea I think Mark is hinting at in particular that we're both very excited about. I don't want to hype it up too much for you guys, but it's going to be a banger.
What can you give a tease? Like what? So vague.
Oh, man.
Something to get people to get excited for this.
Like I said, this is probably like pretty far out, but if we do this well, it will like revolutionize potentially how people do like IRL streaming and stuff like that.
Very excited to find out what this could be. Thank you guys so much for the interview. I won't take up any more of your time. Happy holidays. Holidays. Blah. And does any of you guys want to say anything to anybody out there?
Thanks for watching Offline TV videos. It means a lot to us. When we started, we were like, yeah, if we can get like 100,000 subs by the end of the year, we'll be super happy, and we're double that, and it's going great.
Very good. Well, thank you guys so much for the interview. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things
Esports.
Well, it's not.
For esports.
It's not really esports. All things about who Scara and everybody wants to have sex with, right here on my YouTube channel.
Who would you have sex with, Scara? You need a clickbait title. That's what we learned. You have to start with something in the title. So like
also all
Scara wants, or Travis wants to bang Scara, and then like Mark and Xell interview.
Yeah, you put the ridiculous thing up front and then the boring shit after.
Thank you everyone for the support. I hope you enjoyed that interview. I really appreciate all the support that I have gotten from folks over the past couple of weeks. And if you'd like to support me, you can do so over at travisgaffer.com/support.